my friends, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals. I'm happy you're here with me today. Today we are going to do another tutorial going along the shabby chic theme that I've got for the current journal I'm working on. And I wanted to say thank you for all your wonderful comments on my videos, and I am super happy you guys were inspired by my journal skirt that we recently created. It was beyond my expectations how wonderful this turned out, so I'm super excited about that. And I wanted to continue using some of the christening gown that we cut up to make this journal skirt here. So I want to use some more of that fabric. And I gotta tell you, I was inspired by a Pinterest post that I saw. And you guys, inspiration comes from everywhere. I love to look at Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram. There are so many fabulous creators out there, and I'm constantly inspired by so many different ladies. And this particular inspiration came from Pinterest. It was from Lavender Breezes, and I will put a link to her Etsy shop in the description box. And we are going to create a shabby chic lace folder. And like I said, I want to use some more of the cotton fabric from the christening gown. So we are going to get right into it here. So what you're going to need is a piece of cotton fabric, because that's what the christening gown was made from. It was just cotton fabric. So a bed sheet would be great. Something, you know, just plain going along. Well, it can be anything really, but not anything too thick. And I am also using the absolutely stunning digital kits from the Paper Cameo for this journal. I'm using Divinity and Divinity Pink. So we'll also put a link to Nicola's Etsy shop in the description box so you can go check that out. I am beyond excited about this journal, and it's just coming together so beautifully. So we are going to create a lace folder, and specifically what I want this lace folder to be for is some ephemera and a tag that I have created using one of the digitals, and I'll show you that in just a second. And like I said, you're just going to need some cotton fabric and some laces. And let me show you what the dimensions are here so you get an idea of where the size is and how I came up with this particular dimension. Here is the tag that I created, and this is with one of the digitals from Divinity. Isn't that just beautiful? And I just love this. So I wanted a folder to go around this particular tag. And so what I've done is I have cut a piece of cotton. Well, actually, let me back up a minute. I have cut it, but I don't know if you guys recall from my last video, this was the border, the bottom part of the christening gown. Now, granted, when you create yours, you can do just a, rectangle here. You don't have to have the scallops, but I thought it would be really fun to incorporate these in our lace folder. So what I've done is I've cut it out and I've measured my tag that I want to be on the interior of my folder. And I want it folded over a little bit on one side to create a tuck on one side. And on the other side, I want it to come right across the top there. So that is what my plan is, and this is a create with me, so we're going to do this together today. So let me give you the measurements here. So this tag is 4 across by 8. So it's a 4 by 8 tag, so it is more of a longer tag. And so the cotton fabric, and like I said, use a sheet or, you know, any other type of cotton fabric here, is about 8 inches long. And the width with all of the foldovers that we're going to do here is a little over 10. So I've got an 8 by 10 sheet of cotton fabric. And I love that it's the christening gown. That's so fun. And on the back side, what I've done is I've pinned a piece of lace. And you know, I want to use a lot of lace going with the shabby chic theme here. So I've just layered 2 together. Now what we're going to do is, let me move this out of the way and we'll come back to that in a second here, is I want to cut this piece of lace down a little bit because I want to show the scallops when this is folded up. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. Let me get out my scissors. I'm just going to cut this down to follow the scallops. So I'm going to do that right along the top. I could leave it, but to me, I like the added interest that the scallops give. And granted, you could keep this perfectly, you know, in a rectangle. That works too. It's whatever you guys want to do. So there it is. And I do like this along the bottom. So I am going to leave that little bit right across the bottom there. So from here, I love to layer, as you guys know. So what I want to add is some of this. I've got all these supplies over on the side here. I want to add some of this polka dotted tulle. I just love this. I think it is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tulle, and this measures about 2 inches wide, and it's a really long piece. I cut an extra long piece because I don't know how much we're going to need. So, you know, just another piece of lace or some tulle. My gold tulle here would be really pretty. Got this at Walmart. So that would be really pretty too. So what I'm going to do is just layer it in between the two. So it's going to be right in the middle. And I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac out and just kind of tack it down, because I want it sticking out around all of the edges here. So I'm going to just get a little bit, not a lot, because I am going to take this to my sewing machine. You don't have to do that. I would just make sure that this is glued securely if you don't want to use your sewing machine. And I'm just kind of scrunching it up using my scrunch technique along the bottom there, like so. And then I'm going to go all the way around. And you just kind of pull it and, you know, kind of fray it up a little bit for the shabby chic look here. I'm going to move that pin out of the way. And I'm just going to keep going with this. Oh, this is so fun, you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here with me today. And, you know, like I always say, I have a vision. I have something. I think that this is going to look really, really cool when it's done. Just going to tack that down. I might put a pin back in that one here. And I always have to turn things so that I see. I have it right in front of me here. So I'm going to move that pin out of the way. And, you know, this is definitely not precise. It is random because I like that look. I like the randomness of it. And I think that that is probably why I like junk journaling so much, because, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, a lot of people make a more precise junk journal, and I think that that's wonderful. But for me, just the fact of it not being perfect is what kind of drew me into the whole junk journal thing, because you know, you just let your creativity flow, and the results are usually pretty dang awesome here. So I hope you guys are all doing well out there in junk journal land. It's a absolutely beautiful day here in Arizona. It's probably 70 degrees, and you know, back where I am from, I'm from Colorado. Whoa, I just dropped my glue. Back in Colorado, it's been really cold, and I'm just kind of not missing the whole snow thing. But wherever you're at, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So let's see. I want to make sure it's sticking out on all of the edges here. Come on. And like I said, I'm just tacking this down so that it stays a little bit. All right, and that looks really good. I'm going to put these couple of the pins back in, and we'll see how it looks when I flip it over here. Now I'm going to cut this off at the bottom. So that was a really long piece, you guys, and this is all that I have left. So, you know, you use a lot when you do the scrunch technique. It uses up a lot. So, like I said, this is going to fold over like so, and then this side is also going to fold over. And as you can see, the scallops, that kind of gives an added bit of interest, I feel, to the folder here. So that is the start of our folder. Now what I'm going to do, and I will stop the camera for this, is I am going to sew all the way around the whole thing, the edges all the way. And you know what? I don't know if I want to put something along the bottom here. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to look around here, see what I have. Oh, well, look, I just found some lace. So let's just do that. That was just in my pile over there. So I'm going to add this right along the bottom, just an additional piece of lace. And I'm going to tack that down. Just go along the bottom like so. So this is, like I said, you know, as you go. And what happens for me is as I create things, it draws my attention to certain aspects. Like, for example, along the bottom here, that raw edge of that cotton fabric, kind of, what am I trying to say? It talked to me and it said, I need something along the bottom here, kind of to make it more finished. Although a shabby chic journal, you know, has the distressed and the frayed look, but I like a little bit of the finished look along with the shabby look. So if that makes any sense. All right, so, you know, that's just kind of random here. So I'm just gonna glue that, tack that down. All right, now see, that looks really good. And we're gonna fold that over, and you can see that along the bottom also. So like I said, now I'm going to go around the edges here and sew around the whole thing, and I'll be right back, and this is gonna come together so awesome. So I'll be right back. Stay with me. All right, guys, I am back, and let me show you what I did. Now, I did sew around all of the edges, and I did do the full border. Then what I did, keeping in mind the width of the tag that I want to insert on the interior here, is I folded one side over and I sewed down the right side. Now what that does is it creates a tuck spot or a pocket along the side there. Now I didn't sew across the bottom, I just sewed along the right hand side, and then taking into consideration my tag, which is going to go right in there, I folded the left side over, and what I did is I sewed on a piece of Sari silk ribbon. Now what I did is I left, let's see if I can get this all in camera. It's pretty long, isn't it? I left one side a lot shorter than the other, because what my plan is to wrap the longer side around a couple times and tie it to the shorter side. Now that's going to be the closure here. There's all sorts of other ideas for closures. You could add a button along the side here, a snap, or you could just leave it open, or do a ribbon without tacking it onto the cover here. But I kind of like that, and now we are going to embellish this. So yay, I'm super excited. And how quick and easy was that to come together. Oh my gosh, if I could talk, we'd all be in good shape here. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a snippet roll, which you guys know I absolutely love snippet rolls. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use it on here. This is just going to be, like I said, craft as you go, see what, speaks to me and what I like. So I've created a snippet roll, and I think that that would be absolutely fabulous along that side there, or even along the front, just like that. Now that looks just awesome. Oh, but I don't know if we're going to use that. Now what I've also done is I've created a ruffle with another piece of Sari silk, and I just ran it through my sewing machine. So I think ruffles would look really pretty. We could go around the whole front along the side like that. I think that that looks just beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna think about that for a second too. And I have a whole bunch of appliques, and I know I definitely want to add some appliques to the front cover of our folder here. So that looks really pretty. But now I'm thinking as I'm going here, layering is what I'm all about. So these appliques, I think, should be the top layer. That's just how I see things. So what I would want to do on the underneath layer is maybe put my snippet roll right along the side there. And I have not planned this, you guys, so you guys are seeing it for the first time just like I am. Okay, so let's see, let's think about that here for a second. I don't know, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? And then let's see, what kind of appliques do I have here? That looks really good, although to me, I don't know, maybe the appliques would look better underneath, and I retract what I said last time, a couple minutes ago. I don't know, this, well, thinking about it, maybe the smaller applique would go over the top of this. I don't know, and maybe the larger applique could go underneath. I don't know, you guys. Oh, so many choices here. Although that does look really, really pretty. That does look really good. Now let me think about this for a second. Taking my snippet roll here and moving my long piece of Sari silk out of the way. Maybe along the side like that, because see, you can see that when it's folded up. Oh, wow. Okay. Now this is where I start thinking too much. So let's just cut this snippet roll down and use it along the side there. And as you guys know, I absolutely love snippet rolls. I make them probably for almost every journal. Now, when you cut a snippet roll, this is sewn all together. I like to kind of follow maybe one of the corners, meaning, you know, where the two fabrics came together. And this shorter one looks pretty good too. This one's a little bit long here. I don't know, let's see. That looks pretty good. Let's try the shorter one here. I don't know. Let's see how it closes up. Yeah, you can't see the shorter one as much. So I think we're gonna go with the longer one here. And that looks really good. Now, when you do cut them off, you know, sometimes on the edge it looks a little, to me, a little severe, that cut right there. But that's easily fixable with, you know, another piece of lace. Whoops, I'm knocking my stuff all over. Hold on just a second. Let me get a piece of lace here from my stash over here on the side. Let's see what I got here. Let's see if I can pull a little bit of lace. Oh, wait. Oh, look at this. This is what we cut off the edge. Oh, let's just use that. So sometimes, you know, with the longer snippet rolls, for me, when you cut them off, sometimes the edge, like I said, looks a little severe. So I like to add maybe a little bit of something just to the ends, because when I create my snippet rolls, I make them really long and I don't know where they're going to end up on my journal. And so that's the reason for cutting them down. But if I had a specific border or something that I knew I was going to use a specific size snippet roll for, then I would make it exactly the correct length. Oh, that looks so good. Let's just glue that down. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. And on the back of my snippet roll, as you can see, what I've used is a coffee dyed piece of bed sheet that has just been torn up. And that, you know, that's just a little side note there. You can use anything for the bottom of your snippet roll, any sort of fabric or muslin or lace or trim, you know, you can use anything. Sky's the limit with snippet rolls. So that looks really good, doesn't it, you guys? Oh, looks so good. All right, let's see, put my tag back in there. And then the fold over like so. This extra long snippet roll here. Or excuse me, sorry, silk, not snippet roll. I got snippet roll on the brain here. So continuing on, let's see what we're going to put on the front. I really did like this this border here. So maybe doing both of those. I don't know. It's looking really good, you guys. Let's see what other appliques do I have here. I don't know. Where's the blue one that I had earlier? Let's see how that looks. Oh, wow. That looks really good, you guys. I really don't know what to do. So if I do this across like that, I could have that along the back. All right, let's go for it. Oh, wow. And I like the way the applique kind of covers up where I sewed that on there. But that's just a little side note there. So let's glue this baby down. Take this and just glue it. And this has been dyed a very light blue, and I just love the way it turned out. Glue that on there, and I like the way the edges kind of stick over that. Oh, this looks really good, you guys. I'm just tacking it down and getting it to where I want it, and then I will go back in and make sure it's secure on there. Okay, this is looking so good, you guys. Oh, my vision has come to life. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun, you guys. Oh, I love it. Oh. Now, the question that I, would be asking or would be thinking, and I am thinking of this, is, well, where do you put this in your journal? You could put it in between the signatures. You could add it into an existing pocket in your journals. This would be a fabulous journal topper. Oh, man. So I don't know where this is going to end up in my journal. I'm just making sure this is all secured down. So there we go. Looks so good. Oh, now that guy I'm going to have to tack down a little bit here. He's kind of sticking up pretty high up there at the top. Okay, that looks really good. I may have to sew that a little bit at the top, which I'll do later. So that is what we've got. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Okay, so final touches here. Let's think about this. Okay, like I said, I've got the shorter edge. I'm going to wrap this around a couple different times. And you can do it as many or as few times as you want. And then I wanted to end up with about the same length on the Sari silk ribbon. So I cut it down a little bit. And we're going to tie this together like so. Not pulling it too tight, but just a little bit like that. And continuing on, you guys know me, more is more. I've got a vintage earring, which I thought would look fabulous, clipped right along the front cover like so. Now think of this, you guys. Another tuck spot right along the back. Oh man. So I've got some additional ephemera along the back there. I've got a postcard, this beautiful digital from the paper Cameo. I thought that would be really pretty in the back like so. Oh, you guys, it just came together so beautifully. I made a little dangle. Could put that right along the front like so. And then I've got a beaded dangle that could go along the front too. The sky's the limit, you guys. Oh, I've got another earring. Oh, I don't know. And then maybe even more of the snippet roll. I don't know. Can make a little dangle with that, but isn't that fun? Oh, and it's all inspired by that christening gown. Oh my gosh. Well, and of course the Pinterest post, but inspiration is everywhere, you guys, and I'm so happy with how this came together, and I hope you guys give this a shot because it's really fun. So have a wonderful day. Like I said, I'll put links to everything that I mentioned in the description box, and thank you so much for being with me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.